Now I see like how incredibly valuable it is, and I would urge anyone to do the same. That freedom is pretty amazing to me. For me, it was like quite empowering to see like, oh, I can actually build this. Where can I take this? Where are the limits? And so far the limits are much further than I thought they were. And the way I've been generating leads is...
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special guest, SJ from my accelerator, here to tell the story on how he's gone from someone who did not know how to code or develop at all to being a Make expert developer and now selling custom AI solutions and supplementing his income each month. And more importantly, the way that he's doing this and the way he's generating leads is the most interesting part of this conversation. So SJ, it's great to have you on this call, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about your interesting lead generation method that doesn't use YouTube or LinkedIn.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Alrighty, so first things first, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and let's get straight into the method that you're using as well.
Yeah, I'm SJ. I'm from the Netherlands, and for the past, let's say, close to a year, I've been working doing some dev work, mostly using Make.com. And the way I've been generating leads is writing articles on Medium. It's been the source of most of my leads recently. And just writing about what I make, writing about what I build, the things that I enjoy, has been generating quite a few eyes on my work and generating quite a few leads as well.
Yeah, we'll put a couple. I know a lot of you guys are skeptics and can't believe that people are actually getting leads, making money with things like Medium. So I'm going to put some of SJ's leads that he's got mainly through LinkedIn, which we can go into the funnel in a second. But first, I just want to walk through just such a great example of what I've been preaching for the last while now of if you are new to the space, and in your case, you weren't technical, you didn't have any development skill set, but you just picked an area to get good at, and you followed your own curiosity, and you used Medium as the outlet for that creativity and for that curiosity that you were pursuing. So I've done the same thing, and I keep saying on YouTube, the way that I got to my position is by following my curiosity and making YouTube videos about it. And you've done the exact same thing on Medium. So can you walk us through your journey from being a complete newbie to the AI automation space to now making, how you can tell us how much money you're making per month, but that journey in particular, and how you've used Medium as an outlet and a feedback loop for you to start learning more, but also making more money and getting leads?
Yeah, so right when ChatGPT came out, I was quite fascinated by it, even by the old 3.5 version, which is like quite dumb compared to what we have now. But I was still like fascinated by what it could do, and I started looking for like practical ways I could use that straight away. So I searched for like no-code ways to build fun stuff, and it started with like summarizing my emails. And I used Zapier for that, and I was like, oh, this is quite exciting. Like I can actually like build something practical without having to code. And especially since I have no coding background at all, that was quite like fascinating to me. And I thought like, I have got to share this. This is exciting stuff, and people will probably find this exciting as well. So that's how I started. I first started writing some stuff on Substack. And then later, like after writing a bunch of articles, I both discovered Make.com, and I really like fell in love with the platform. Like it has so many possibilities, and it's quite easy to use. So now I write a bunch of stuff about Make.com, and as I said, like I discovered Medium as well, and Medium has just a really good algorithm for discovery. So that's how I'm generating quite a few eyes on my work. Yeah, so I write articles. I put quite a bit of effort into it, into like practical ways you can use AI, and usually that leverages Make.com, and just putting in quite a lot of effort. And people seem to be excited about what they can build as well. So they read my work, and that's how they learn about me. And then I've got links to my LinkedIn as well. Links to a web shop where I provide the templates. They're all for free, but with like a pay what you can setup, so people can just, if they want to have the free stuff, that's all fine by me. But that's how they learn about what I do, what I can do, and that's how they know how to reach out to me as well. And through that way, they reach out to me on LinkedIn, ask me if I can build stuff, ask technical advice, anything along those lines. And I mean, yeah, people already know what I'm capable of. They don't have to like, you don't have to convince them of anything, since they're already familiar with my work anyway. And that just like makes the leads like much better, makes it much easier for me.
looking at Medium just as a platform, like you're saying, I'm so excited that you've discovered this, and I always thought that this might be a route that's possible, but I didn't realize people were doing it already, which is uh, LinkedIn. Medium can operate basically as the text-based YouTube. Like you said, there's an algorithm that's going to actually allow your stuff to float to the top, and if you create good content, it will be seen. It's not just like a WordPress blog that you post on and no one's really going to see unless you get picked up in SEO, and you're not really going to be writing for SEO anyway. So I love the fact that you've jumped on this, and I'm really excited to be exposing people to this opportunity, because for myself as someone who's got into YouTube, I know the difficulty of me traveling. I'm no longer in Dubai. I don't have my setup. I don't have my camera and everything that makes it easy for me to make content. So it puts a lot of inertia and friction in the creation process, and for me to continue to build my personal brand and generate leads. So I think this is a great opportunity for anyone who doesn't want to put their face on out on the internet, who just wants to work away on learning these things and create it using the same feedback loop that I've benefited from, and you have too. But doing it text-based, where you can do it anywhere. You can be on a plane, you could be on a train, you could do anything, and you're just typing away on your computer. So can you walk us through a bit of your experience with content creation on Medium, and what your workflow is for, or like firstly how you get inspiration for your builds, and then how you build that out into a proper article that can get you some leads?
As for what I want to write about, it's usually just fun projects that I discover. Often it's so let's say like OpenAI releases something new, say the Assistants API or something, or Anthropic releases like function calling. I'm basically like, I want to try this. I want to see if I can build something using this. And it's basically like, often it's either problems that I run into myself, that I solve for myself and I share with people. And also just like I said, discovery of anything that's newly released. And I figure like, let's see if I can make this work. That's how I often like find my subjects that I want to write about. And then I start playing around, usually in see if I can make like a cool demo that's working. And then I will write about the setup process and share it. And one thing that's really great about Medium is that it incentivizes writing good articles by like the algorithm pushes articles where people stay on it and they keep reading. I think for YouTube it's probably pretty similar, where like viewer retention is an important thing, and they've got a similar sort of style, similar sort of way of approaching the algorithm in Medium, which, like I said, like it incentivizes quality. It incentivizes like putting out work that people will actually read, and I've seen that gets rewarded. So if I put in a lot of effort, make something that's nice and readable, something that's approachable, with like a really cool demo, cool subject, then that tends to do really well.
That's so important, because I think what stops a lot of people getting into content creation, particularly on YouTube, is the thought of putting all of this effort in and then making a video and no one looks at it. So it must be pretty reassuring for you knowing that, hey, if I find something cool and I put a lot of effort in and I create content about it, then I'm going to be rewarded. And I think for any of you guys who are interested in looking into SJ's Medium, I'll leave a link down below. You can see some of the engagement he's got. How much? I think you got like 250 like whatever claps or whatever they have on Medium. So what sort of levels of engagement are you seeing on these?
So this is actually quite interesting, because one of the very first articles I put out on Medium, it actually uses N8N, but it's like an example of how you can do like local automations without sending over stuff to OpenAI. So using like a local language model with no code, and it's a pretty basic. Or it's a pretty in-depth article, but it's in the end, it's got like a pretty basic setup, but more like something people are very interested about. And I mean, that was one of the very first articles I put out on Medium. I did zero promotion for it, and it's sitting at about, like, think well over 20K reads at this point. So that's not even, yeah. And that,
I was only looking at those clap thing, 20,000. So is that the equivalent of a YouTube view?
So I think a YouTube view counts when someone clicks on it, right? Yeah. This is actually someone staying on it for more than 30 seconds.
Wow.
So, and it's got like, I think the read percentage of people who stay on it is about like close to 70%, which is pretty, like a pretty ridiculously high number. I actually haven't really done, like, that's the best article I've written so far. Yeah. And the others, like, they tend to do quite well. I think overall I get a few hundred reads a day, which is like perfectly fine. Like that's more than plenty. But this one article, like it shot up like about 2 weeks after it was released with absolutely zero promotion, and I think at the time I had like probably between 50 and 100 followers. I'm sitting getting close to 500, which is like Medium is not that much follower based, but more so like the algorithm does its work.
Yeah, and can you walk us through briefly, because I know you're working a job at the moment as well. So for people who are interested in running one of these agencies and I mean just making steps and strides into the AI space while working another job, can you break down your job right now and how much time that's taken up, and then your agency and how much that's making you as sort of supplemental income each month as well? Because you've also got your agency income and you've got the Medium income as well and the other stuff you do. So can you break down all of that, please?
Yeah, so I still have like a day job, regular job, where I work in logistics. I've got a team that I manage. I do that for about 24, 28 hours a week. And it's all in the early morning. So my days usually start at 5:30. Work from home, so that's like super convenient. But at 1 p.m., my day job is basically over. And then I work on all the other stuff. So that's how I manage my time. It's pretty like I really like the combination. I don't mind the hours. And then so from 1 till like 5, 6, maybe later, whatever fits my schedule. Like with Medium, nobody cares if I'm working late at night or if I work early mornings. That's all like something I can fill in myself. But yeah, everything after 1 is usually like most of my time is put into this. So either I'm doing some dev work for someone, building like solutions. Sometimes I help with coaching people with Make. And if I don't have either of those things, I usually like am playing around with new automations I'm building for myself. And if I build something fun that I feel like sharing, I'll put it on Medium. And that's basically how it works. Sometimes I put a lot of work into articles, put out 1 a week or something. Sometimes it's a bit less. When it's consistent, I'm definitely getting more views. That's for sure. But it gives me quite a bit of freedom. And right now I can basically pay all my bills from the day job. But that's like, I can only pay all my bills, right? Not much on top of that. Last month I earned a little bit more than what I earn in my day job through the dev work, through the AI agency stuff. And then the on top of that, like Medium is, let's say, just a few $100 a month it brings in, because Medium's got like a decent monetization setup. So there's like the one article I talked about earlier, it brought in about $220 over the last like 5 months or something. It just keeps trickling in. So every month that article is good for like $20-30. And then there's a bunch of other articles who bring in a little bit as well. So if I would work on that actively, it would be like maybe $400 or $500 a month, which is also like really nice on the side, a little bit extra. And yeah, it's like a nice little reliable income, even if you don't have any leads. Like it's a nice bit on top, right? So you're not doing it for nothing.
Yeah, and so for you with your agency, I assume there's some kind of point in the future where you're looking to drop the job and go all in on this. That will give you more time to write more articles, and I'm just really interested in your plan to scale from here, because on one side, I understand that you might just want to keep building those skills and getting even better and better and better and picking up more skills. And you've got a nice holding pattern here where you've got your job income and you've also got your agency bringing in basically the same as your job. You're in a position where you can just continue to learn and network more in the community as well. So what's your plan from here to say the end of the year, and how much are you planning to be making by the end of the year with your agency? And what strategies are you putting in place to get there?
I'm definitely hoping to bring in like more reliably from the AI agency stuff compared to the day job. That's like the intention. If I can go over that and then reliably do so, like say get 4 months in a row where I go over, that would be amazing, and that will give me like an opportunity to scale down the day job. And I still quite like the day job, so I wouldn't mind doing it for a little bit. But I honestly I do want to have a steady income from the AI stuff. I enjoy it more, And yeah, if by the end of the year I could like reliably earn more income through the AI agency stuff, then that would give me like a lot of reason to just see if I can cut it out and only do the AI stuff. On top of that, I want to get there by both doing some dev work and also transitioning more into the coaching side of things. So helping people build like make solutions. I'm enjoying that quite a lot, like helping out other people, like both through writing articles and actually like one-on-one calls. So that's something I want to like move into as well.
We should probably be getting you in as a make specialist coach in the accelerator anyway. So that's probably a conversation we need to have if you want to at least
Yeah,
get started on the coaching side. I know you're already doing a bit in the accelerator, right?
yeah,
Touching
yeah.
on it a little bit.
I'm definitely like right now. It's just so if I've got some extra time, I'll help people out. It also gives me like a good view of like what problems are people facing, what's like
Yeah.
interesting content to write about, to teach about as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a bit of an incentive for me to do that. But that's a direction I definitely want to go in. And then I honestly like the last 6 months, I've really just kind of liked not being stuck to like having one title to my name. I actually quite like the multi like different job approach, and I can just switch between, and that freedom is pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, I think what you said there about the coaching side as well is really important for anyone looking to get into the space. It's you learning this stuff and you going deep on really trying to figure out, make and build solutions and following your curiosity and posting about it. Not only is that going to bring you leads for your business, but it also gives you the expertise and understanding that people are willing to pay for as coaching and for education as well. And I think there's equally, as I always talk about the AI automation agency opportunity of selling these AI solutions to businesses, is equally the same of teaching other entrepreneurs and business owners the educational side as well. So you learning this stuff, and I really urge any of you to go out and just pick something and get good at it, because people are willing to pay either for you to build it for them or to teach them as well. So you can do consulting, you can do education, you can do programs, but you can also be building the solutions as well. And I find that from my experience, it's vital to keep doing both, because you can continue to progress your learning and understanding by keeping working on those projects. Like I'm sure your client projects you do really push the boundaries of what's possible, because you have to learn new stuff and work on different businesses that you're not familiar with. So it extends your knowledge, makes you even more of an expert, while at the same time you can then go and sell that information back to people and help them out in a coaching way. So I really like your approach there, and I'm excited to see you. I'm more than happy to help you out with getting some coaching work in the accelerator as well. So I think I just want to wrap things up here with a look back on your progress and journey so far, from someone who was not a developer to someone who's now enjoying the freedom of having a second stream of income. If someone was interested in following in your footsteps to some degree and coming in as a non-developer and learning a skill and gaining some sort of following and being present in a community as well, and now you're getting leads and referrals from people in the community, how would you recommend someone goes about getting into the space in the same sort of way that you have?
Go and build fun stuff. You know, if you see like,
It's not that hard, right?
No. I absolutely just enjoy the hell out of seeing if I can build something. So I think about like, let's say a year ago or something, I thought to myself, can I build like a chatbot that I can talk to through Telegram, right? So something pretty basic. I had no clue at all to how to do this. And I started with, I think it was the early days, like the first weeks I started with Make, and it took me like a whole day to just like figure this out. I had my conversation history stored in Google Sheets, right? As like the solution to make it work. And I actually got it to work. And I think I still have this scenario. And if I look back at it, it's like, oh, this is horrible. But it was like incredibly important, like for learning, just try and see, can I figure this out? Can I build this? And then I don't think I shared that one, but right now I've recently shared a new article using the Assistants API, calling functions, like all kinds of cool stuff. I've got like this AI assistant I can talk to that can access my calendar, and it's just...
I think I saw that. I'll put it on screen. This thing is like the biggest make scenario I've ever seen. It's gigantic. So, it's really come a long way.
It's kind of ridiculous, but it's more to show like just the learning process was just building stuff that I found enjoyable. And then once I ran into the issue, like, okay, I've really got to figure this out, I delved into the academy. So Make's got like a really good program for that. But I want to urge anyone who wants to get into the space, just I mean, start building some stuff. And if you don't really know what to build, then go look at what other people like you or myself are doing. Follow the tutorials, try and build
Just
what they
copy
built.
it.
Yeah,
Just build
just
exactly
copy
what
it.
they've
Like,
built, and then maybe modify it a bit after. I keep saying this: just steal and then modify if you want.
yeah, no, absolutely. And if you can make it work, even if it's with the help of a YouTube video, like, I mean, for me, it was like quite empowering to see like, oh, I can actually build this.
Mhm.
Where can I take this? Where are the limits? And so far, the limits are much further than I thought they were. So I think that's like I mean, super basic, but just go build fun stuff.
And document, because if you had
Yeah.
been learning that stuff in the background and not sharing it and not being, I mean, was it really intentional? Like I'm gonna make these Medium posts so that I can get leads, or is it more just a natural expression of, hey, I just want to kind of put this out there as well? Because that's what I keep saying. If you want to shortcut so many people spend 2 to 3 months learning and then try 2 to 3 months of marketing their shit. Instead, you could have just been learning and marketing the whole way and building a personal brand. And even for you right now, you don't have an agency technically. It's all just done under your personal brand, and you're doing this
Yeah.
custom development on Make. That was such a smart move for you. But was that really the plan all along, to be marketing as you were learning?
No, not really.
Just
Honestly, no. I
naturally.
just, yeah, naturally. And now I see like how incredibly valuable it is. And I would urge anyone to do the same, to just try and write stuff, even if barely anyone reads it. Like you're gonna build up such a nice catalog of stuff you've built,
Mhm.
uh, and that's gonna be like be impressive either way. It's also like it builds trust in people who like find you, right? So when they look at what you've done, and they see like this backlog of just,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's been writing about this for a year,
Mhm.
um, that instills quite a bit of trust in people. Like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
I know something that a lot of people struggle with is they might get started on a platform and they run into issues. How were you able to get past the roadblocks that you encounter? Because I know we have coaches in the accelerator, but were you using them, and were you using the YouTube or finding out people at Medium? How were you able to progress them when you ran into those roadblocks? How were you able to get past? Because this is the main issue when people are trying to get into even low code development. They run into one issue and just have no clue how to solve it.
So I think an important piece that I kind of I never really consciously thought about it, but a part is like it's okay to quit at times. So it's okay to just like drop something. Like I'm gonna look at this another day, um, and then just move to something else, and then go back to it later. I think especially like the going back to it is also important, but at times just like, okay, I mean, cut your losses, right? It's fine. Especially like I put a bit of time into learning Zapier, I put a bit of time into learning N8N. I even did some custom coding projects for clients. And I'm not really going to do those anymore at this point because I feel like I've learned my lesson there. Like, right,
Yeah.
I know there's some valuable stuff that I learned there as well, but I'm just gonna,
Mhm.
I mean, cut your losses at times. It's
Yeah.
fine.
And you got to find that sweet spot between easy to deliver and valuable, because
Yeah,
like if you, yeah, it could be really valuable for the client, but if it's very difficult for you to deliver, it's going to be, I mean, we're building these businesses to give us freedom and to give us some fulfillment from the work that we do. If you're, yes, you might be making good money per project, but if it's extremely stressful and the client's always unhappy because of these things are really difficult to do, it's not really, in my opinion, it's not how I want to run my business, and it's probably not how you want to run yours either.
for sure. I also think it's like find what fits, right? So for some people, they really like the dev work, and there's something to be said for almost everything. Like the massive projects, the big projects, the small ones. Um, and I found what fits me. It took a while, tried a bunch of stuff, and now I've like basically committed a bit more. But I actually know like this is the thing that I really enjoy, and I would like advise people as well, just go try out different things. Don't commit to one thing at the start. I think that would be like a pretty detrimental choice to just like commit to something too soon. At some point, like it absolutely makes sense to niche down, to make a choice. And for me, that was with Make, like learning it, and now I'm like reaping the rewards.
Yeah, you got to have some kind of focus on that, whether that's niching down to a given niche and decide to be an expert there. But like you said, you can niche down to a type of solution or a platform. But as a beginner, it's going to be so much easier to have some kind of focus as to where you want to go deep on. And you're, like you said, you're reaping the rewards of that now. So SJ, that's been awesome. I hope you guys have got some inspiration there as someone who had no development background, but is just focused on learning this new platform Make, and has made it work and is now doing custom development projects on there and supplementing his income, and hopefully soon transitioning out to a full scale agency. So SJ, it's a pleasure to have you in the community, and looking forward to getting you on some coaching calls with our guys. But yeah, if anyone wants to reach out and get in touch with SJ about his Make capabilities, I'll leave his links down below. And you can go check out some of his, I guess, kind of like your funnel and the way you've got it set up. I know you've got that little store. I'll leave as much information down below for everyone else, including your Medium, so they can take a look at how you're doing things. So, SJ, I appreciate the time, and hopefully have you on at a later date to give us an update.